What commanders in your mind are not top tier in CDH? Maybe even don't belong in CDH, but you see them played in CDH. Let us know in the comments below. And welcome to MTG Thursday's Thoughts. And today we're going to talk about CEDH again, but we're talking about different commanders in the CEDH. And I have this conversation I wanted to have with people because I've had a lot of arguments and I've been putting some different posts out about different cards that are out there, different combos and different commanders that are CEDH, and having literally people saying, this is not CEDH, this is not CEDH, even though there are CEDH deck lists for it. It's been played in CEDH. I've played against it in CEDH. And here's the thing. You know what most people, I believe, think, at least some of your certain type of CEDH players, that unless you're playing a top-tier meta deck, you're not playing a good commander. You're not playing a good deck. And yet, they can still get whooped by those off-meta, not the S-tier or even Tier 2 commanders. Yes, there are S-tier. Yes, there are the top-tier commanders, and you see people playing them. A lot of people playing because it's the same thing you see in 60-card formats. Guess what? In a lot of those formats, people are running these meta decks, and everyone runs to like the 3 or 4 meta decks. But guess what? You don't have to play a meta deck, and guess what? You can play CEDH, gasp, for fun. Oh my goodness. We can play for fun of our friends. We don't have to go into competition and try to win tournaments all the time. And a lot of times when people are beginning, and this comes up a lot when I say, hey, who should people begin with in a CEDH deck? When someone's starting out in a CEDH, you don't want to throw them into tournament scene. You don't want to even give them a commander deck realistically, unless they're like, I think I might want to. That's going to throw them into a difficult win lines and stuff like that. And be like, oh, because it's a top meta deck. You want to throw them into something fun so they can get introduced. They can learn the lines. They can have fun. They can play with friends. They can play with other people and learn things. And then eventually maybe get in a tournament, but they don't have to get in a tournament. And just because a card is not top tier meta doesn't mean it can't win tournaments. Go look at tournament results and see different people. And I know there's some people out there, and I've watched one guy in particular who is a big CEDH content creator take different commanders and win with them at different events with different deck lists. It's not always about who the commander is. It's not always about who it is. It's also about the pilot and knowing how to play the game and knowing how people play and knowing how to interact and stuff like that as well. There's a lot into it. But let's stop gatekeeping CEDH and tell people they can't play this commander, this, that commander. There are several commanders that probably aren't good enough for CEDH, that just don't belong there. And honestly, too, if you're coming into a CEDH pod and you don't have a CEDH deck, not even a level 4 deck, you can do that, but just know that you're going to basically handicap the other 3 players because of how it goes. But people can play things like Tivit, Talion. You can play Yuriko. You can play several different commanders. People are like, oh, Tali isn't good. So as people talk about Tali, I was like, Tali's won a couple tournaments, I'm pretty sure, recently. There are lots of different commanders out there that can, when I run Hashaton, and guess what? Hashaton can do really, really well and has done well and can win tournaments if the person's playing right. Now, I'm not the best player, but I am still playing. But here's the thing, right? And you can argue within the comments if you want about why you think this or why you think that. But here's the thing. We should let anyone come in and play CEDH and have fun if they want to play it, obviously. And if they want to be in a tournament, then they can learn. But guess what? If they come to the tournament and they're not good enough, it happens. Guess what? I've sat at tables before in a tournament where someone is for the first time playing CEDH, or they've not played CEDH before, and they come in and they fumble over themselves and they basically make it where it's really hard to win the game. This happened to me in a game that I ended up winning that made it really hard because I needed 4 players in the game, and it made it really difficult to do what I needed to do. I still was able to squeeze it out and win the game, but it was not easy to do. It does happen sometimes. But we're not talking tournament here. We're talking about just CEDH play. You can run what commander you want in there. Now, granted, there are some commanders that just aren't as fast or as strong, and you're going to have to expect that. But you can build different types of commanders. You can build different types of decks. You can build different types of synergies in your deck. Guess what? You don't even have to run the same list as some people. You can make your deck your own and run your own thing. Just know that there are some spells you want to. I have people talk about budget as well. Budget CEDH is a lot harder. There are a few commanders, I guess you could run budget E to say, but if you're not running all the top tier fastest stuff and you go to a tournament, you're probably going to get run over. But if you're playing in like a budget CEDH tournament, that's one thing. Or with other people that are playing budget CEDH, that's one thing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about different commanders that are maybe fringe CEDH commanders or are lower tier, but they're still good and still can win tournaments, can still do things. You just gotta give them a chance. And let's stop just saying, oh, only this and this and this and this. Everyone's like, oh, blue form is the only good thing, or TNT is the only good thing, or Tinnin is the only good thing. You know what? There are lots of good commanders out there, and that's the good thing about the format. I like it so much is because you see so many different types of decks that show up to play CEDH, and it's not just like in standard when you get in standard tournaments where you see like the same 5 decks a lot of times, and people aren't creative and going out of their way to build their own fun deck and enjoy standard or enjoy Pioneer or enjoy Modern, because you can do that. You can build off-meta decks that still win tournaments and still shock people, and then it becomes a meta deck because you won an event. That's kind of what ends up happening. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? What do you think about CEDH, different commanders? And let me hear your arguments. Let me hear you say why I'm wrong or why I'm right. I don't care if you say I'm right or wrong, but you know what? Let's have fun. It's a fun game. We're here to have fun. We're here to get new people into the format and let them come in and play and have fun and help teach them. Don't gatekeep them. Don't be mean to them. Teach them. Help them learn the game. Help them learn what's going to happen. Because when I was new in the CEDH, I didn't know half of the combos and half of the stuff going on. Sometimes I'd be like, hey, I've got interaction in my hand, but I don't know what to use it on. Is this a good time? So people be like, no, that's not the right time because this is XYZ. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And the more I play, the better I've gotten. And that's kind of how it goes. Well, let me know your thoughts below about CEDH, whether you like it, you hate it or not, what commanders you like to run. We love to hear it all. And as always, we'll see you next time.